Hello champions, welcome to day 2 of our 99% in 99 days series. This series has been solely created for the purpose of to help you achieve this 99% marks in your board examination for class 10th. Alright, so if you are confident, if you are consistent in this entire process, then I can assure you that you can achieve this goal, with all this help, all the videos, all the lesson plan coming from our side on our Diksha Vedantu Foundation YouTube channel, So I hope you are prepared. I hope you are as excited as I am for this upcoming series, because this will answer all your questions. Now, what about this session, sir? This session is actually one of my favorite sessions because we'll talk about everything in detail, what to do, how to do, when to do, all the questions, all the doubts that my students have, they will be getting all the answers in this particular session only. So we'll talk about entire strategy, entire study plan for the maths, only for maths in CBSE class 10th examination. So moving on. So sir, first thing is we have set the goal, right? What's the goal? So goal is to score the 99% marks in both. Now what is the second thing to know? After setting the goal, we should be able to know what, bacha? What is the time at hand? What is the time at hand? So what is the time at hand? Please have a look. 99 days with us. So we have to complete our goal in the 99 days. So we got to know the goal, we got to know how much time we have left. Next coming up is what is our action, sir? How can we do it, when to do what things? So first of all, the time that we have left is what? Starting from November. In November and December, you can plan your syllabus completion. So we can complete our entire portions for mathematics in the November and December period. Then we can move on to revision in the time of December and January. Moving on to January and February, we'll do sample papers and mock examination. Alright, this will not take that much of time. This we can do maybe in last 5 to 6 days also we can plan, or 10 days we can plan the sample papers and the mock examination. I'll talk about mock examination in detail. Now about revision, what happens, bacha? For example, I'm going to take 2 chapters. I'll take geometry. Let's say I'll talk about triangles, and then I'll talk about quadrant geometry. So you will not require the same amount of time to revise after completing the syllabus for the 2 different chapters. Quadrant you can revise in maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours. Whereas you can revise to complete the revision of the triangles, it might take longer time. For that reason, this revision can be variable. You can adjust this time November to January for the syllabus completion and the revision portion. Again, don't forget that you'll have Sahyodhya, you'll have the pre-boards coming up in January, and you have boards starting from February 15th or 2nd or 3rd week. Between that time, your boards will start. So you'll have that time with you. You have to plan your work, you have to plan your schedule to prepare, to revise according to that time only, because you cannot miss out on Sahodhya, you cannot miss out on anything that is important for your boards examination. Alright, moving on. So we have discussed about the plan. Goal is set, sir. Next, time we know, sir. Third thing is action plan we know, sir. Fourth, very important thing, learning from our own mistakes. If we cannot learn from our own mistake, then we can't be a growing student. We can't grow as a student, we can't grow as a person also in our life. Whatever mistakes we are making, that's completely okay. Making mistake is all right, but if you're not learning from them, that's not possible. That's not acceptable. You have to learn from your mistakes. So what is the mistake? If you have made any, you can analyze that, your midterm scores. So where your score lies, does it lie in the strong category, moderate category, or weak category? For example, let's say for me, it lies in moderate category, sir. Ankit Sir has scored around 40 to 63 marks. That is the moderate category out of 80 in your midterm examination. Alright, sir. How to analyze and how to take pointers from it? Sir, where did I lose marks? Moderate means I have done good in some chapters, I have done bad in some chapters, so I have to decide which chapters I need to work more on and dedicate time accordingly. Give the chapters priority. I have given a preference order, I have given a priority order in this session. We'll talk about everything. As I said, we'll talk about everything in detail. All your questions, all your queries will be answered in this video only. Just you have to stick with me and watch this video till the end. Everything that you think of will be answered in this session only. Alright, so analyze your midterm scores, and then only you can plan and prioritize your topic accordingly. I have also given a priority order. We'll see whether my priority order matches with yours or not. You can let me know in the comment section. Sir, my priority order is exactly similar to what you have given in the video. Great. So we have decided the goal. Goal is set, sir. 99% marks, the top marks in our both examination. Second, sir, we know the time that we have, the time crunch is there. Third, we know the action plan. We have to do the completion of the syllabus, revision, and the sample papers. Fourth, we also got to know to learn from our mistakes. Next coming up is what? Resources, right? It's very important to know, okay sir, after knowing all of this, where to get this resources, where to study from. So then you have, first thing is NCERT. You have to follow it because your examination is followed by or based on the NCERT pattern only. So you have to follow NCERT completely. Means any question in NCERT, whether it is solved example or exercise questions, you cannot miss even one of them. So all the questions, all the concepts in the NCERT has to be done, because we are not aiming for 70%, not 80%, 85%, not even 90%. We are aiming for 99%. So you cannot miss out even one question from the NCERT. Okay, that's first thing. Second thing is, if you want to practice more, if you're not sure, if you're not able to solve any questions at random from any topic, given particular topic, solve some more questions from reference book. Okay, you can take R.D. Sharma, it's pretty good book, or you can take R.S. Agarwal, also very decent or very good book. Okay, so pick these two reference books. I think these two will be more than enough, and solve questions from here if you need to have more practice in particular topic. Okay. Now sample papers and PYQ. After you're done with NCERT and reference book, you can move on with sample papers. Okay, sample papers, different publications are there. You can take any one of them. Just try to get a publication which is having least number of mistakes in the answer writing. Okay, so sample papers you can take. So take any standard book. Okay, standard publication if you take, they will have no mistake in their solutions. Okay, and the PYQs are very important. I'll talk about PYQs in detail, okay, because it's very important to know what you are gonna face and what students before coming, before who have written this exam have faced this, how they have faced, what type of questions they have seen. So we have to solve those kind, because if not the same question, the pattern is always somewhat 50-60% similar only. Okay, so we have to know our PYQs. Not even 60%, more than 60% is similar. Pattern remains same. Okay, question trend remains same. So for that reason, PYQs are very useful. Next, you have studied a chapter. Okay, you know all the concepts. You can answer any question from that particular chapter. I can say triangles, sir, I can answer any question from triangles. But you might find this yourself multiple occasions. Okay, that sir, I got an answer right in my examination, but when the paper was evaluated and given it to us, I was standing next to ma'am or sir saying that, ma'am, I got this right, but why I got 3 marks in this question, or why I got 2 marks in this question, the total mark was 3 for that particular question or 5 for this particular question, I end up with only 2 or 3 marks. The reason is your steps. Okay, your ma'am, your sir will tell you that, okay, you have missed out this, so for that reason you have lost marks there. So for that reason you have to know the marking scheme. Okay, for that you can follow the blueprint. Okay, or NCERT solved examples. Check NCERT solved examples, follow those steps. Okay, if you follow them properly, you will be able to achieve or avoid any mistake in the marking scheme. You'll get out if you get the answer right. Okay, how to represent your answer, write all the reasons in the geometry. Okay, write the units system. All this condition has to be fulfilled for marking scheme, because even though I see you, let's say I'm a teacher, I'm an evaluator, I've seen your answer key, I'm evaluating your paper, but even though I feel that okay, you know the answer, I can't give you the marks because you've not followed the marking scheme, because we have to stick with marking scheme only to give you the marks. So you also have to stick with the marking scheme to write your answers. Is that clear? I hope this is clear. Okay, so you can follow the blueprint or NCERT for this. Now moving on to the, let's say, sir, I analyzed my midterm paper and I got to know that I am struggling in algebra, I'm struggling in, or maybe a chapter in geometry, I'm struggling in triangles, sir. Then what to do there, sir? How to work on that chapter? Okay, then how to master a chapter will start from what? Will start from knowing the question pattern. Okay, means analyze your papers, know your marking schemes. For example, let's say I take AP, or I take AP. So in AP, what type of questions are coming? Sir, more questions are coming from nth term, or they are also asking, sir, first negative term of the given AP. Okay, so they are asking us to find the ratio of the terms in the AP. So you know the question pattern. Okay, so if you know the pattern, because we don't have time of 1 year, we don't have 300 days left with us, we have only 3 months of time left with us, so we have to be smart in our preparation. So we'll try to find the more predictive type of questions, and based upon that type of questions, the question pattern, once we got to know, so only 2 mark question is coming from this chapter, so we'll work on those only, we'll work on that. So we'll give priority to that. Okay, we'll try to master those particular questions and then move on to the other categories. Okay, for example, let's say case study. So case studies are coming from real numbers. Okay, then we work on real numbers. solve more and more case studies in real numbers, so that you don't make any mistake in the real numbers side on the case study. Okay, so know the question pattern and the marking scheme. Okay, I said marking scheme is very important. Know the marking scheme. Next, move on to what? So this is just, this will not take that much time. No, this is just like, analyzing, another part of analysis. Okay, this will not require that much of time, but step is very important. Even though it takes less time to do step 1, but step 1 is very, very important. You should know what enemy you are facing, what is the opponent, coming up with. So step 1 means getting to know your opponent. Step 2, arming yourself. Step 2 is what? Arming yourself. NCERT and important concepts. So you have to follow all the concepts from NCERT. Okay, and any other thing you want to let's say study additionally, you can always use reference book, but I don't think any additional concept will be asked to you other than NCERT. So NCERT concepts will be more than enough. So follow all the concepts from NCERT without fail. Do not miss out on anything. Okay, but if sometimes what will happen, if you see the trend, sometimes in quadratic equation or polynomials, they ask the graph of the polynomial, quadratic. Okay, and they give you vertex or something like that. They'll give you, or they'll talk about concavity or convexity, concave up or concave down. That is not given exactly in the NCERT to that point, to that extent, but sometimes they ask it. Okay, so for that reason, if not in the boards, they'll ask in the pre-boards also. Okay, so for that reason, if you can read some additional topics, very simple things, not too much additional things, very simple things related to the concept that is already there in the NCERT, it'll be helpful, bacha. It'll be very, very helpful. So important concepts, some additional things. Okay, and then short notes. Short notes are very important. Okay, short notes in the sense, for example, a formula based chapter is there. AP, I have whatever the formulas I have, I'll list it down. I have formulas in mensuration, I'll list it down. I have theorems in geometry, I'll write it down. If I don't know the proof, I'll write the proof at the same time. Okay, I'll draw the diagrams. Okay, I'll draw the constructions. What happens is I know how to solve the question, but I forgot the construction. Without construction, the figure will not make sense to us, and so that we can't solve the next steps. Okay, so know the constructions, know in the geometry, know the figures, and know the theorem statements. Okay, because you have to write the theorem statement as it is. You can't even write one word different or like that. Theorem statement has to be written as it is if they are asked in the examination. Okay, chaliye. This is what type of problems. What is the meaning of type of problems? When you are solving questions from reference book. Okay, because NCERT has limited number of questions, right, bacha? But when you're solving questions from reference book, R.S. Agarwal or R.D. Sharma, you can get to create the type of problems. So directly on the formula or concepts. Next, sir, additional type 2 problems are there. Type 1 means only basics, only on the formula. Type 2 means application will be there, or whatever the create. I think some reference book already give the type, but if they have not given, you can make it on your own also. It's not that challenging, but create type of problems in your revision. Okay, so maintain a separate book for a revision. Okay, you can maintain a thin book if you don't like to carry a bulky book. Maintain a thin book, but keep a series of it. Once it is finished, keep a separate book of mathematics and keep going on with that sequence only. So first you finish book number 1, book number 2, book number 3, like that you can maintain for your revision of your mathematics. Okay, so to create the type in that, so type 1, so let's say I start real numbers. Type 1 problems is coming from HCF and LCM. Type 2 is, let's say, word problems on the HCF and LCM. Type 3 may be questions on irrational numbers, okay, where proof is there, or type 3 other numbers. Type 3 is the irrational numbers. Type 4 can be other categories. Let's say we can talk about case study also. Okay, assertion reason is also there. So you can create a type 1, 2, 3 like that, type A, B, C, whatever is your preference, and chapter wise you can create. So when you're revising after the completing of syllabus, it will become useful to you. Okay. Now next is what? PYQs. PYQs have to be known to know the trend of the questions. Means from that particular chapter, how can this be chapter 2 helpful to you? Means after learning the concepts, after knowing the pattern of the question, after making the short notes, okay, what is left? Only thing which is left is PYQs. Once you make the PYQs, once you can solve all the PYQs, means this chapter, real numbers or triangles, is done for me. Okay, I have to know all these steps. Okay, so follow all these steps so that you are able to master that particular chapter. Okay, moving on, the question paper pattern that we have, bacha. Okay, what is it? Please check. So we have 5 categories: A, B, C, D, E. Category number 1 contains MCQs, 20 MCQs. Okay, each will be 1 marker. So you have 20 questions coming from there. So 20 marks in that category. Next we have very short answer type question. 5 questions will come, 2 mark each, 10 marks there. Next is short answer type questions. 6 questions will come on from that category. So section C, 3 marker each, so 18 marks there. Okay. Next is long answer. So you'll have 4 questions each of 5 mark, total of 20 marks. Okay. And last is case study. You'll have 3 case studies each of 4 marks, so total of 12 marks. Okay, so that adds up to 80. 20 plus 10 is 30, plus here also 30, so 60 plus 20 is 80 marks. Okay, please have a look. This is your question paper pattern. All right, so if you want to download this PDF for the PPT, for the strategy slide, for the study plan of the maths, you have to join the WhatsApp channel. Okay, and you'll get this PDF over there. Okay, the WhatsApp channel link will be given in the description, so go to the description of the video, go and join the WhatsApp channel and get this PDF of this particular session. All right, moving on. Chapter wise weightage. Chapter wise weightage, again very important to know what weightage is where, in what unit. You have to give more time, where your strength lies, why you need to make that particular chapter strength, because the weightage is more means, let's say I am weak in algebra, but see the weightage 20 marks. So just because I am weak in algebra, I cannot prioritize algebra. No, I have to give more time to algebra. Okay, because what people see, focus on strength. Focus on strength. Okay, sir, I am weak in algebra. I leave it. 20 marks you lost. Okay, so you'll have to know the weightage also. So if you see here, the classification is on the units. So unit number 1 is what? Number system. Real number will have only one chapter is there in number system. Real numbers, you'll have 6 marks coming from there. Okay, that becomes very important because it's a very small chapter carrying what? 6 marks. You'll not believe it. Sometimes they ask 5 markers just for the proof of the irrational numbers. Okay, so I think once or twice they've asked that. So 5 markers there and 1 MCQ you can expect from there. Okay. Algebra, you have 4 chapters: polynomials, linear equations, okay, and quadratic equations and AP. Okay, in that you have 20 marks. It's not like 5 marks each. Overall from this unit 20 marks is expected. 4 to 5 marks you can expect from any of this chapter. Okay, so minimum of 4, you can go to 5 or 6 marks in a chapter. Okay, all right. Coordinate geometry, you can expect again 6 marks. Okay, only one chapter is there in CG. You have to solve all the questions over here. Very simple chapter. Some formulas are there. Work on those formulas and you'll get easy 6 marks over here. My favorite, simplest, and can be done in a short time. Okay, moving on. Geometry, 2 chapters are there, but see the weightage, 15 marks. And why I'm saying very good, because circles in grade 10 is not that difficult like grade 9. It was challenging, it was lengthy in grade 9, but grade 10 it's fun actually. So you can actually do the grade circles very easily. Triangles might be a little lengthier if you find it, but I prefer geometry. Is not that difficult. You have to just, whenever you're studying, you have to be focused, all right, so that you don't miss out on anything. You have to remember the theorems obviously, and you can score 15 marks in this category. Okay, moving on. Trig, again you have 3 chapters. Complementary angles part is cut off from the portion. So introduction to trigonometry, in this we talk about ratios, all right, so and special angles. Then identity comes. Next is what? Height and distances. Total of 12 marks is the weightage from this particular unit, trigonometry. Mensuration again has 10 marks weightage. Okay, you can expect 10 mark question from the mensuration. Areas related to circles and surface area and volume, both of them will be there. So this will be little calculative in nature. Formulas are very simple. Formulas are not that a problem. Problem is calculation. So you have to work on calculations. Stop using calculator right away. Okay, so if you don't use calculator, I think you'll be fine. Okay. Stats and probability, again 11 marks. Okay, probability is very simple in this. Stats, it's not simple, it's not difficult, but it's lengthy, because category wise there are bigger formulas, so it'll come with practice. So what students don't know, they'll not study statistics in the beginning, and they'll just practice one question on each category in statistics. So stats and probability, you can expect 11 marks question from this unit. Okay, so probability is very simple, right? Probability is very simple, not that difficult. Some questions are of good category. You have to think about those problems, and there's only one formula for probability that you have in grade 10, so not that much to do over here, but questions are good. So solve all the variety of questions. I think there are enough questions given in your reference book. If you can take any reference book and solve questions from there, you'll be getting simple marks from the probability. Okay, and the questions will come from here. Okay, statistics, about this, it's not difficult, it's not easy, but what happens is there are certain, like for mean, median, mode, there are different formulas. You have to know the formulas. You cannot miss out. You cannot mug up there, and you cannot put other things. Let's say you cannot put the terms in the medians in the mode or in the mean. So you'll have to know the formulas very clearly so that you can apply it. What students make mistake with this is that for each category of the formulas, they solve one question before examination, and they'll think, okay sir, I'm done with it, because it feels easier. Okay, if you solve it, it feels easier only. So if you do one question and you feel it's okay, you got it, sir, it will not work out like that. In exam you might forget a term in the formula and you lose marks there. Okay, simple marks, because it will not be that calculative. Okay, so you have to just use the right formula, use the right values, and then you'll end up with simple 11 marks there. Okay, so calculation part, yes, it requires effort. As I said, for the last 2 units it'll require calculations effort, and you have, how can you overcome that? If you are bad in calculation, if you are struggling in calculation, stop using calculator. Anything that is there, stop using calculator. However difficult you find, do the multiplication, do the whatever it is. Okay, division is there, whatever it is, just do the squares, cube root. Remember the squares and square roots. Remember the divisibility rules. Okay, remember the cube and cube roots till 10. So you have to know this to be able to solve the questions in volume surface area and the statistics also. Okay, know the decimal expansions, how decimal moves in the number. If you know this right, you can solve questions directly in statistics pretty quickly. Okay, moving on, what do we have? So order to finish the chapters, okay. So as I said, I have taken a preference order. All right, next, order to finish the chapters. Okay, so over here as I said, I have taken the preference order on the basis of weightage. Okay, I have not considered any weaknesses or any analysis from the midterm examination. If you want to, let's say after giving midterms, you felt that I am weak in particular subject and particular topic in that particular subject, you can work on that. Obviously, give the priority to that, because if you're weak in it, if you're struggling in it, it means that you have to give more practice to that particular topic to overcome that weakness and become stronger or confident in that particular topic. So for that to happen, the preference order might change for you. Okay, but I have considered this on the basis of weightage. So if you see, algebra has the highest weightage, 20 marks. So you can start in the first and second week of your preparation, which start from 13th November to 26th November. Okay, now what students do is they'll start polynomials, sir, they'll get stuck in polynomial and they'll end up giving more time in polynomials only. Do not do that. Think of other chapters. Okay, so I will give you important topics also. I'll let you know in each chapter what are the important topics, so give time to each of the topics. Okay, in AP, for example, the nth rule formula is very important. Okay, some of the n term questions are coming, but not that much. Nth term rule formula is very important, and some other different type of questions that that is there in NCRT, or that has been asked in PYQs. You can check from the PYQs also, right? To master any chapter, what did I say? Check the question pattern, okay? Check the marking scheme and check the PYQs, solve the PYQs. So check the trend of the questions being asked, and then you can work around that and give time to all the chapters in the given particular unit. Okay, so just for example, pair of linear equations. Okay, graphical questions are there. Okay, what problems are there? Quadratic equation, again, what problems are there? So you have to solve all of this. Do not give time to only one chapter. You can dedicate 13th November to 26th November for this unit if you are following this study plan, this order of finishing the chapters. Okay, moving on to the next one, geometry. Why I have taken geometry next? Because after doing algebra, okay, some change is required. 2 chapters, 15 marks again. Okay, so you can take another 2 weeks over here. These 2 chapters are what? Time taking chapters. Right? No, these 2 units are time taking units. So for that reason, see, almost 4 weeks are over here only. So but you have, after finishing 4 weeks, you have taken how many marks? 35 marks also with you. 20 over here and 15 over here. 35 marks are with you. Next is what? Stats and probability. Sir, how come over here, sir? Why not at the last? Because 11 marks, picture. Simple, and 11 marks. Okay, so you can spend here what time? 11th December to 17th December for the stats and probability. Okay, now for real numbers like 6 marks, simple chapter, you can finish this in 1 week. So you can have taken in the 6th week, you can take 4 days of time to finish this. So 18th to 21st December you can use to finish the real numbers. Moving on to coordinate geometry, again 3 to 4 days is enough to finish this chapter. So use that time to finish coordinate geometry in the 6th week only. Okay, actually moving on to yes, next set of chapters, trigonometry. Next unit is trigonometry. There are 3 chapters as we have already discussed. Use this time 26th December to 6th January to finish this particular unit. Okay, in this you have introduction, means we'll talk about ratios and special angles. Then you have identities, okay, and height and distances. Okay, first solve questions from NCRT, then you move to reference book and sample papers book. Okay, chali. Mensuration, areas related to circles. Why at the last? Because you need to have fresh practice for this. Okay, so first calculation set practice for this. So that's why I kept this for last, because sometimes it gets demotivating if you're not getting the right answers, missing the answers by point. Okay, so keep this for the last and finish all the work first. Okay, this also you can finish in 8th to 9th week. Okay, and 7th Jan and 12th Jan you can use this time to complete this and then move on to revision of everything. All right, so I hope this is clear. Okay, this is the order given on the preference of weightage. Okay, and ease of the chapter. So I kept this last because simply calculator, you can do it. Formulas are very simple. What happens is, what will happen, I'll tell you my condition. So when I was a student, I practiced this chapter because I love this particular unit, mensuration. So what I used to happen, because very simple formulas are there. I can remember the formulas and I was very confident I'll solve any question. So I used to solve very difficult questions in this particular unit, open box questions or any questions. When I was a student, I used to solve multiple questions in this units. Some things are cut off from my portions also. But for me, whatever was there, I've solved all the questions. When I went in the exam, what will happen, what happened? So for the same problem, for the same formula, simple question came. The calculation was not there that much in the examination. Okay, I ended up scoring good marks there, but the problem is I put a lot of effort. I should have given that time to some other topic, okay, or some other subject. All right, so that's why I kept this for the last. Okay, I'm not saying this same thing will happen to you. I'm not saying the same easier calculation will come for you in the exam, but if it happens, it can happen like that. So do not waste too much of time in this. Keep it for the last and do proper, even if it is last, do a proper revision of that. Okay, do solve questions on each category. You make use of all the formulas which is there in this particular chapter and solve questions on each category. How to get better at this? Stop using calculator. No use of calculator. Second thing, bacha, second thing what you can do over here is so no use of calculator. Next, knowing all the square and square roots, cube and cube roots till 10th. Okay, square and square root you can know till 25, 26. Okay, that much is required. 26, I think that will be enough. So 1 to 26 square and square roots, cube and cube roots till 1 to 10, I think that's more than enough. And divisibility rules you should know. Decimal movement you should know. Okay, how decimal is moving from left to right, decimal places, that you should know, and some conversions, for example meters or centimeters, like that. So you should know all of that. Meters, square, hectares, all of this category should be known to you to able to solve the questions in this particular unit faster. All right, moving on. Now next is common mistakes a student make or I will make in my solving a practice examination. Let's say I am solving a mock exam at home or in the board also. So what is the first one that we can make is skipping diagrams, skipping the figures and the labels. For example, I'm dealing with trigonometry or I'm dealing with, let's say, a question from geometry and I'm asked to draw a triangle or a circle. I missed out on writing the angle names A, B, C, D or the length values. Okay, then I might lose marks there. If it is not given in the question, it means they're asking you to draw that and you have to draw the figure to get the marks right there. Okay, so do not avoid that. Do not skip on that. If you're drawing a figure, label it properly. Okay, surely. Now, neglecting units in the answers. For example, in word problems especially, they have given a unit system in word problem. For example, they're talking about grams, weight, okay, or some other physical quantity they're talking about. Then you have to write the units at the same time after finding out any values. Okay, or when you're writing the final answer, there also you have to put units there, and you try to put the same unit what they have asked. For example, the question they have asked, let's say kilometers, you got answer in meters. Okay, that's not a good answer. Try to put it in kilometers. So whatever units they have given, try to put the answers in the same unit. Okay, next is what, not reading questions carefully. Okay, so you have to know what they're asking, explain, okay, compare. Or I'll tell you the best example for not reading questions carefully. In assess and reason, what will happen, they'll say, for example, they'll say let's talk about quadratic equation. They'll say 5 is not the root of a given equation. Okay, so you will check the 5 is root or not. You'll get this thing. You'll say, okay, 5 is the root, sir. And you'll say, okay, option is correct. You'll take 5 is the root. But they're asking 5 is not a root. If they're saying 5 is not a root, means what? Assertion is wrong. If you're saying 5 is not a root and you got 5 as a root, you took assertion is right, but the question becomes wrong because they are saying what? 5 is not a root, sir. So know all these keywords. How will you know it? Especially in big statement questions like assertion reason or in case study, you will be in hurry to read these questions and you might miss some keywords there. To try not to hurry there, to try not to skip on anything. Try to read questions very carefully, okay? Because if you don't know the question, then how will you answer it? So give some time to read the question. If you want, you can give it before starting the paper, or while doing it also, give a second of time extra to read the question carefully. Chaliye, moving on. Next is what I said, how to deal with PYQs. I'll talk about this. Okay, so let me just show you how to do it. So let's say I'm doing what, I am doing a chapter real numbers. Okay, first chapter we'll talk about real numbers I am doing. So great. Okay, chaliye. Now in real numbers, first of all, I'll know what type of questions are coming. So I can say, sir, in real numbers, no, I have seen a trend in PYQ. So I will take any reference PYQ textbook. Okay, so I can take from different publications are there. I can take any publications textbook. From there I can analyze and I see a pattern, sir. Okay, sir, what is happening? No, sometimes they're asking either case study in that. So I'll write here. So first of all, sir, they're asking some MCQ. So I'll write in my, so at the last, as I said, you have to maintain a notebook separate for the revision, okay, for mathematics. So let's say I completed the revision of real numbers. Then I'll do what? At the last of that page, you know, where I completed the revision of the real numbers, at last, right after that, okay, next page of that, I'll write this, I'll keep this page like this, okay, and there I'll write what? First thing that I'll see in the PYQ. So I'll list down all my PYQs. If not all of them, at least try to list down 10 to 15. Reason, sir? Why reason? Because when you're revising again, you don't have to come back and check the different textbook for your revision of the questions. You don't have to find the questions again. The questions are given here, okay? Though you don't have to answer the questions, just write the question. For example, they're asking what, sir? They're asking, sir, prove root 5 is irrational. Also, they're asking about problem. They're asking about problem. Word problem in HCF and LCM. So don't write this word problem, write the exact problem. Let's say they're asking that the minimum number to be multiplied to make the given number HCF or, you know, LCM of the given set of numbers. Okay, so do not write just the word problem, write the entire question actually. So I just written here for reference. So question number 1, question number 2, like that you write, you know, whatever best you can do. Let's say you can write 15 questions, good, write 15 questions. Write 10 questions, write 10 questions. So chapter wise questions are there in PYQs. So list down those questions, PYQs, at the last page of your revision of that particular chapter. Okay, not at the end of the book, right after the chapter ends. There only you have to write in a fresh page all the PYQs. No answers, just the PYQs. Answers you have already solved it, right? While preparation, I said no, to master chapter you have to solve the PYQs. You've already done that. After doing that also, at the last page, just list down the PYQs and say, let's say this is coming for, sir, 5 marks. So put this in a category of 5 marks. This is coming for, sir, category of 3 marks. So like this, okay? So 3 mark, 5 mark, you put the category at the same time. So case study is coming. So right here. Okay, question number 3 is a case study coming for bacha what? Coming for 4 marks. Coming for 4 marks. Okay, so you should know all this thing. List it down right after you complete a chapter. Right after complete a chapter. Moving on. Okay, this is very important. Okay, do not forget to do that. Very advantageous for you. You will not have to bother about this thing again after you are revising the completed portions. Chaliye, moving on. Next is what? A very important announcement for you. Okay, this is a Deset program that Diksha comes up every year. It organizes every year to help you guys to decide. For example, no, I'm a 10th grader. Ankit is a 10th grader student. He does not know what to do after 10th. So in 1 or 2 months, you'll be very busy about your boards examination or pre-boards, but right now you have time. Okay, this is the perfect time for you to decide about it. So you will have this question, okay, or your friends might ask, your relatives, your family members, your parents might also ask, or you might also bother or think about it, or you might see these questions asked in the classroom when your friends or when your colleagues are saying that, your classmates are saying that, okay, I want to do this, then you are not sure about it. Don't get impulsive and decide based upon what they are saying or what they are thinking. If you want to know the right answer, don't worry about it. Visit our nearest campus, or best about that, get to this link is given in the description box. Go over there, enroll over here. Okay, fill up some few details, enroll. Our team will get in touch with you. Right, Desat. What is Desat? Desat is the scholarship cum aptitude test taken by Diksha. It is organized every year to benefit, to create a benefit for your students. Okay, so they can decide what they want to do, whether they should choose science or commerce, what they should choose in science. Do they go with bio or should they go with maths? Okay, so this will help you analyze that, and this will also help you check your competency level, whether you should go for JEE or you should go for KSET examination or you should go for NEET. Okay, so this will help you answer all the questions. What you have to do, go ahead, fill this form, okay, get in touch with our team and they'll answer all your queries what should be done, how should it be, how should decide be taken. Okay, it's a very good opportunity. Please make use of it. Okay, chaliye moving on. All right, so our daily routine. Okay, you have to stick with some routine to be able to complete your task, your goal that you have at your hand. First thing is dedicate a minimum of 1.5 hours of maths. Okay, so one thing, this is for school days. Whenever you are having school, this routine is for school days. Okay, so minimum 1.5 hours you have to dedicate, minimum. If you want to, if you are struggling in mathematics and you're good in other subjects, you can dedicate more time as well. Okay, after school, this is for self-study. You have to dedicate 1.5 hours of time for mathematics only. Okay, now this I keep saying, keep repeating in my videos. Okay, plan weekly study in advance. Okay, topic wise. For example, Monday to Wednesday or Monday to Friday, 5 days are there. Sir, in 5 days in mathematics, what I'm gonna study? You should know this plan on Sunday only. Okay, why this is important, bacha? Because if you are not knowing this plan, if you don't have an exact plan to what to study, then you waste your time over here out of 1.5 hours to decide about this. Okay, so make a plan beforehand on Sunday, on Saturday, for your next week's entire Monday to Saturday or Monday to Friday plan. That day wise, on Monday I'm going to study HCF and LCM. Tuesday I'm going to study what? Irrational numbers. Wednesday I'm going to study what? Polynomials. Some of the roots of the polynomials for quadratic functions. Okay, and this is like this, you will write all of this. For triangles, I'll read the theorems. Okay, so whatever it is, you will decide the topics beforehand. Please do it, my sincere request. Do this and you'll see the advantage of that. Okay, so please decide the your schedule and keep all the textbooks, all the necessary resources with you next night. For example, let's say tomorrow or let's say I'm going to school today morning. Okay, when I come from school, okay, in the evening today I'll study something. I'll study, let's say triangles, I'll study. Okay, then I'll keep any revision book I have, any formula sheet I have, or any textbook that I'm using, I'll keep that. Okay, the revision textbook that I have, two, three books will be there. I'll keep it at one place near my desk. So once I come back from school, when the time is there to start my maths revision, maths self-study hour, I will have to not worry about anything. Just go take some water, sit and start my work. Okay, do not have to waste a single minute of time on the preparation of starting your studies. Okay, so please do that. Please keep your topics ready in advance. Also keep your resources ready in advance. All right, when you're studying, try to not use social media. Do not use any because what will happen, if you are going for 1 minute, you'll end up with being half an hour. So please do not do that. If you're studying, keep the resources. If you want to use a phone, if you can print it, please print it. Use the printed document. All right, or otherwise use a laptop, use a table or something like that. So let's say you want to watch a video, then on that time you'll only watch the video. Okay, so dedicate time like that. If you're watching a video, don't go and scroll Instagram for few minutes. That will not work out, bacha. Okay, next, first 15 minutes for your revision of concepts and formulas. So any chapter that you're dealing with, let's say you're dealing with triangles, so theorems are there. So first 15 minutes of your time, study time, is for revision of those theorem statements, going through how the theorems are proven. You have to do all of that. Okay, now rest of the time will be used for practice. Okay, this is very, very important, right? Now practice is very important, right, bacha? You have to give very important or a lot of time for this thing. Okay, practice has to be done for all the questions multiple occasions. Okay, because practice not only let's, for example, I solved a question 3 times, sir, I got to know the answers by heart, sir. No, that's not the only reason that you do practice. Another reason to do practice, you see the trend of the question. So how to approach a question. If you practice once or twice or thrice, you'll know what is the flow of the question, what comes after that and why that comes, okay, over here, and that will help you analyze the new question that is coming in your examination. So when you practice more, at a multiple occasions, if you practice more and more, you get to know the trend to approach a particular type of questions. So when you see a new question, you can still be able to solve it in the given amount of time. Okay, so that's why practice is very important. Complete it with recap of your work. Means once you are, let's say your time is about to run out, last 5 minutes, recap your work that you did in that time and check for any mistake that you have done. So just turn the pages and see whether you have done any mistake in a process, because we are humans, right? We can make mistakes, so it's okay to make mistakes, but you have to know that you have made a mistake and then learn from it. Okay, now weekly revision on Sundays with practicing similar questions. So let's say whatever topics that you have solved during the week time, practice the similar questions. No, don't solve the same questions. If you're not confident, then just solve the same questions. But if you're confident in the previously solved questions, then solve the similar questions from different textbooks, okay, and then revise all the things that you've done in the week time. Okay, chaliye. Study plan and during the holidays. What you can do, same thing, just dedicate more time, bachcha. This is same thing, but dedicate more time. Dedicate 3 to 4.5 hours for mathematics. Okay, everything remains same. Okay, you have to give more time for your revision also during the holidays. Okay, holidays means you'll have study holidays from school, you'll have weekends, whatever it is there, use more time to plan and study your work. Okay, the chapter wise important topics are there. Okay, so for real numbers you have what, bacha? HCF and LCM, proofs of irrationality, root 3, root 5, root 2, root 3, root 5. Okay, these are questions is there. People have board has asked this question directly for 5 marks also, so it becomes very important. Polynomials, the relationship between zeros and the coefficient of the polynomial, okay, especially for quadratic polynomial they are asking this. Okay, now pair of linear equations, in this consistency and inconsistency, this form is important. Solution of pair of linear equations using what? Both algebraically and graphically. Okay, so graphical representation is also there, so you can use both of that and also this thing. Okay, please check substitution and elimination method. I meant to say substitution and elimination method. Okay, so quadratic equations, nature of roots is there. Solution of quadratic equations by factorization and by using quadratic formula. I think perfect square method is cut off from your portion, so you have to follow using quadratic formula and the factorization method, which is there for using. So now one more thing, in the factorization part you have both the categories. Whether you have to use, if you want, you can use your I think you can use your identities like a plus b the whole square. No, whole square is gone. A square minus b square is there. I think, yeah, a square minus b square is there, and perfect square is not there, that is cut off. Okay, and then thing is you can use your split the middle term also. Okay, the tree method formula for factorization, you can use that to solve the quadratic equation. Okay, now nature of root is there, and yeah, using quadratic formula you can use that as well. Chaliye, moving on, we have arithmetic progression. In that some common difference and finding common difference. Okay, means you have to prove that whether the given the sequence is AP or not, or find the common difference for the given set of numbers. Okay, now checking whether the AP given sequence is AP, I said this already. Case question on nth term and sum of nth term. Okay, this kind of question also there on nth term. This is very important actually. Nth term, the first negative term. All right, special questions given in NCERT or other reference book. See the pattern, check from PYQ, you will get that. Okay, and when we will start the series, we will also solve those special questions in the chapter. All right, moving on. CG, in CG we have graphs of linear equations, distance formula, section formula, only for internal division. External division is not there. Okay, it's not a big deal, just minus sign comes in place of plus sign, but still internal division is only which is there in your portion, so focus your energy on only internal division of section formula. Okay, the triangles, using similarity or applying BPT, okay, and finding the missing length. This kind of questions are there, right? So using BPT the ratio will be given, or you can find the missing length from the known length or the known sides of the triangle. Okay, theorems, state and prove basic BPT. Okay, this is very important, right? Converse is also important, not only BPT, converse is also important. So BPT statement you have to remember. When they ask it directly this question, no, you have to remember and write exact same statement. Okay, so try to write the exact same statement both for BPT and converse BPT. Okay, moving on. For circles, theorem proof the tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius to the point of the contact, correct? So theorem proof again. So you have to prove these two theorems. Okay, the length of the tangents drawn from the external point to a circle are equal. Okay, if you are not able to read this, or this is going faster because a lot of statement is given, I have already told you, the link is given in the description. Go there, join the WhatsApp channel, you'll get this PDF, okay, of the session, and you can refer this to analyze or have a study plan with you. Okay, chali. For trig, you have what? Again, I said this, special angles and all the ratios are there. Entities, you have the entities based upon, this is very important. Okay, because why only first one is important, sir? Other two are derivative of these two, this only, no? I can prove 1 plus tan square equals to sec square using first one, and 1 plus cot square equals to cosec square using first one only. But solve questions on each category, but proof of this is important. Okay, proof of the first entity is important. Moving on. height and distances, questions on these angles of elevation and depression. You should know these ratios, right? And angle of elevation and depression relation you should know. Also should know the questions which is, you know, like a moving plane, how much distance it has covered. This questions has been asked, okay, or height has been changed. So those type of questions is important in this chapter. Okay. Now area related to circles, area of sectors and segment of the circle. Okay, you have to know this. For surface area and volume, all the subtopics and all the formulas has to be known in this. Okay, I hope I was able to cover all the important topics. If I missed anything, let me know, comment in the comment section and let me know, sir, you have missed this out. I'll try to answer your queries over there. Okay, we'll see and we'll discuss over there also. Statistics, mean, median, mode, different formulas are there. You should know all the formulas. Okay, solve questions on each category, not only one question, more than one question. Okay, chaliye. Probability, simple problems on finding the probability. Yes, correct. Only one formula is there for you in the grade 10. Okay, so simple questions are there. Just you have to practice variety of questions. That's all. Okay, so whether it is coin toss or it is a deck problem or, you know, day problem, all of that you have to. So leap year problem is there. So you have to solve all those questions in the probability. Okay, chaliye. All right. Now, few important points that I want to add over here. First one is, know your latest question paper pattern, bacha. You have to know this, okay? Because if you don't know the pattern, I already discussed this, but if you don't know it, then how will you prepare for your examination? So already discussed in the video in the session, but know your latest question paper pattern, okay? And the syllabus, know your related portions, okay? Keep a handmade formula sheet topic wise. Do not take formula sheet given by me or anybody else. You stick whenever you are preparing for a chapter, make your own formula sheet chapter wise. Okay, have a fixed weekly schedule. Okay, and topic should be decided. I said this, I've given, you know, a lot of, you know, points about this. This is very important. Decide the topics for week in advance. Okay, NCERT should be given first preference. NCERT, because everything is coming from NCERT, it should be given first preference only. PYQs has to be solved completely. All the PYQs which is there in your that the reference book you're buying, you should solve all the questions from there. Okay, chali. Now getting exam ready. Solve sample papers with real-time exam conditions. So sample papers means, so what is the real-time exam conditions and what is sample paper? Sample paper is released by, so try to first solve the sample papers given by CBSE. Okay, then real-time exam condition means sit in one place. Exam is for 3 hours, so you gonna sit there for 3 hours, okay, and write the exam. You'll not get up after 1 hour. You'll not get after 2 hours. You'll not solve 2 hours in the morning and 1 hour in the evening. Nothing like that. You have to sit simply for 3 hours and solve it. For example, let's say you are staying in a hot place. Exams will happen in February, March. Okay, so if you think that this is gonna be, if it's gonna be hot, okay, it's gonna be very hot at that time or very gonna cold. So whatever is the conditions near your place where you are residing. Okay, so do one thing. For example, let's say you have air condition at your house. Okay, in your home you have air condition. So what you can do, you can just turn on the AC and write very comfortably, okay, and answer your questions. Do not do that, okay, because what happens, bacha, you are used to that environment. When you go in the examination, start sweating a lot, so your hands will be slippery, you might, you know, smudge ink here and there. So please try to, if you are staying in that type of area where it's gonna get hot by that time, okay, then try to keep, you know, get used to that condition. So whenever you're solving the sample paper, because 3 hours paper, okay, you'll have difficulty dealing with 3 hours sitting at one place. Then you have to difficulty dealing with the temperature also. So please try to know whatever weather you can expect in that time. You obviously can't know exactly, but you'll have some idea. Ask your parents, ask your teachers. So try to get to know the weather around that time of examination, and do not, you know, be very comfortable while writing the practice papers or mock papers at home. I said no, mock test paper is very important. So whenever you're writing this mock test paper, try to write in the same environment. Okay, all right, so that is there. Perform self-evaluation and identify your weaknesses, if any, and work on it. Okay, after writing the mock paper, evaluate your paper. You'll have solutions, right? Wherever the sources, they'll give you solutions from that place. You evaluate your paper and analyze that paper and identify your weaknesses, if you have any. Okay, if you don't have, very good, but if you have any mistakes, if you have any weaknesses, good to know that, and then work on it. Just knowing is not enough. Work on it. Sir, I'm struggling in calculations, so work on calculations. Okay, as simple as that. Chali, take care of yourself. Yes, if you are sick, if you are unhealthy, then how can you be this efficient? Okay, to maintain the efficiency, you have to be healthy. For that reason, eat healthy. Okay, do not try to avoid junk from here on till your examination. You can have later. Okay, after your exam is finished, you can't have food poisoning, you can't have a stomachache, bacha. Okay, so avoid eating any junks. Okay, so eat healthy and engage in some physical and mental exercise. Okay, whenever you can, for a short time of for short duration of time, go for a walk. Okay, if you like swimming, go for swimming. If it's cold, then don't go for swimming, do something else. If you like to play badminton, play badminton. If you like to run, go for a sprint. Okay, so, but do not enjoy yourself. Okay, just play for a short amount of time. So I'll tell you what one of my students, what he did know, he loves playing football. Okay, during his exam he broke his, I think, ankle. Okay, so don't do that. Do not engage in such very rigorous activities just to keep yourself exercise, because you're going to be sitting at home for a longer duration of time. So you might feel uneasy, or might feel very you might start having headaches or something like that. So for that reason, go for a walk, go for a simple run. If you want to go for a cycle, go for cycling. Okay, and do some mental exercises. Means you can do meditation, or you can do like whatever you like, whatever gives you peace, but not for a longer time. Okay, Shali. Take short breaks to increase efficiency. Means do not study for very long hours. Let's say I started maths, I'll study for 4 hours. Sir. Don't do that. Stop after 1 hour. Take a 10 minutes break. Come back, have some water, talk to your mom, talk to your dad, talk to your friends if you have to. Then come back and then again completely shut down everything else and start studying. So 10 minutes break between 1 hour is very good time. So 1 hour you study, then again 10 minutes break. 1 hour study, then again 10 minutes break. Like that you can plan your study hours. Okay, schedule your study hours. Chaliye. Now, where to practice the questions from? Some students will have these queries. I told you after this session you'll have no questions in your mind that will be unanswered in this particular session. Session is getting longer because I want to answer every single question that you will have as a student. Okay, so where to practice questions from? So first thing I said, take NCERT. Okay, if you're done with NCERT 100%, not even 99%, do 100% of NCERT. Move on to NCERT exemplar. Okay, solve questions from NCERT exemplar. But what happens is sometimes you will have exemplar with something additional will be given. Means the deleted portions might also be there in exemplar. So be cautious with that. Don't have to spend time on that particular thing. So do only the portions which is there in a portion, in the syllabus. So you should know the syllabus, you should know the deleted portions. Okay, and then from there only solve the questions in NCERT exemplar. Whether you're dealing with NCERT exemplar or any exercise, any reference textbook, please don't solve everything, only the relevant topics questions you have to solve. Okay, otherwise you have to spend extra time to solve one chapter. You'll end up spending 1 month in one unit only, then there's no point. Okay, solve CBSE sample papers. Go to their website, okay, and solve let's say maths basic is there. Okay, you download the sample question paper and download the marking scheme and solve the question paper from the CBSE given first. Okay, then you move on to sample papers from OSWAL books and PYQ from OSWAL books. Okay, or other books, not only OSWAL book, any reference book that you that you want to use. Your teachers are letting you or asking you to do that. Purchase it and solve questions from there also. Chali, so this is it. I hope this is visible. Okay, moving on. Next is what? Again the same thing. If you have not enrolled so far, please make use of this. This is for your benefit, bacha. This is to help you for your query. Diksha is organizing DSAT as they do every year to make sure that students who are having this thoughts in grade 10 that what to do right now, how to think about their career, how to plan their further studies. For that time, to answer that question, go get enrolled in this program and you will get to know what exactly you should take, whether you should go with science or commerce, or whether you should choose bio or mathematics, or check your competency level for for your KSET or for JEE or NEET. Okay, again this is a scholarship exam with aptitude test as well, right? So scholarship and aptitude both are there. If you can take a benefit from here, I will be very happy to know that. Okay, so make use of this thing. Okay, make use of DSAT. Diksha is organizing every year for your benefit. You have to, you should be. Okay, if I was a student right now, I would have taken it by now. If you have not, if you have missed out by now, till this time, please make use of this. Okay, chali. Next, that's all from our session for today. Okay, please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, Diksha Vedantu Foundation. Okay, we are gonna bring all the contents which is important. If you think that you should have some other things from what we have given so far or what we are coming up with, so this series will continue. You'll have science and maths videos coming every day on the YouTube channel. Diksha Vedanta Foundation. So make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, you have the notification also turned on, so that any video which is coming, you should know the timings for the science is 6 p.m, for maths is 9 p.m, okay, every day. So have the timings with you if you want to study. We have kept the timing in such a way that you are able to, you are back from school, you have time to study with us as well, okay. So make sure that you are having this time in your mind, have the notification turned on at the same time, okay. So I think that's all for today, okay. It was a very engaging session. I particularly loved this session, okay. I hope you have found this session very, very useful. To download this PDF of the session, join the WhatsApp channel, get it there, okay. Chaliye, link for the WhatsApp channel is given in the description, okay. Make sure that you have it, make sure that you visit the link and get enrolled in the WhatsApp channel, okay. Join it and get benefited from there as well. All right, so with this I would like to end the session. Bacha, keep working hard, keep smiling, okay. You have a very tough challenge coming up, in 3 months, in 2 months of time left. You have pivots also, so you have to be brave. You have to be, and bravery will come only after working hard. You can't be brave if you have not worked hard. So you have to be brave. You have to work hard today, okay. Start working from today, okay, and I know that you will achieve your goal for sure, okay. So with that, I would like to say take care, bye bye. I'll see you in the next session.